Elon Musk himself says that Tesla will have a market cap of 25 trillion based on Optimus alone. Those are his words. He also says that Cathie Wood has the best model on robotaxi, and she places the value of Tesla in 2029 at around $7 trillion. And that doesn't include any modeling for Optimus at all. That would just be the current product lines and then robotaxi actively out there and making money. Now, if you add those two together, I'm pretty good at math, you get to 32 trillion at some point. And if you divide that by 3.2 billion shares, you get a stock price of close enough to $10,000 per share. Now, if you take those numbers and you do the math for present value, you'd get a 2024 stock valuation that is, way, way, way higher than 395. If you watched the program about a week and a half ago, CERN Basher came up with a present value of around $3,000. That would be today, right now, present value, taking into consideration the words of Cathie and of Elon. Now, since Elon has been very, very clear about when times that he thought that Tesla was overvalued as a stock, then his analysis can't be taken lightly. He also knows a lot more than you or I about the current status of Optimus, and he's in a much better position to be able to evaluate whether or not Optimus is likely to be a compelling product that he can offer at a compelling price and when. Now, Elon and his team have all said that robotaxi will be ready to go in 2025. Yeah, sure. Elon has been wrong about this for at least 4 years. Some people say for 8. As long as I've been paying attention, he's been wrong about this. But the community has noted, you see what I did there? That the other executives, when the other executives are aligned, when they say that they have an expectation, these tend to be very carefully arrived at and modest compared to the optimism of Elon. So my view of playing a stock, here's how I do it. I take into account the possible upside over time. I give that a number, a probability of success. In the case of Tesla, I would say this $10,000 a share is probably a high number. That's probably as big a number as I can come up with. Maybe I can figure out a bigger number, but that's a good one. And then I give that, I pull it out of the air here, but a 35% chance of success. My heart says it's a 99% chance of success, meaning it's only not going to happen if there's some black swan event. But my head says that there's lots of intervening possibilities. There's always the potential for a competitor of some kind to come along that would change everything that we know about the situation. That wouldn't necessarily be a black swan event. It would be something better or something more compelling. Okay, now once I've done that, I try to evaluate the chance that the stock goes down. In the case of Tesla, this is always a possibility. The stock is always being buffeted by the players, and I've been one of those in the past. Not that my little portfolio would have ever impacted the stock. But I have some leaps now, and so to some extent, I am a person that is impacting the stock going down sometimes or going up sometimes because I'm just playing the stock. So there's a chance that it goes down. In fact, I'd say that the new realistic low point right now today would be 210, about half of where we are right now. Something on that order. I don't think it can go much lower because, we have a lot of stuff built in now that we know for sure, again, barring black swan. Things about energy storage, the rate of ramp on that, something about the new cars that are on the way. We've got the Cybertruck, which is now, ramping and doing well. Anyway, so I think the more realistic number was that we might see a drop of 20% at some point or 30%. And that could just happen because the macro goes south for a while, as I have projected or predicted that it might. So we could be back down to the 300. I think that's a realistic thing that could happen at any time. So In my pea brain, I weigh these things out. I apply a long-term view to the stock portion, not the options of my portfolio. This is my stock portion of my portfolio. I say, okay, should I continue to buy more? Should I stay where I am? Should I sell some off? Should I sell all? And my stock portion, that's long term. So that's a history, something that I'm looking 3 years out, maybe 5 years out. And what I'm looking at right now is that never in the history of mankind has there ever been such a crazy and lopsided opportunity. Not even close. I mean, not even close. 25x from here is realistic and believable. 25x. Now then, I layer on the moats. And that would be a 3-hour video all by itself. The moats around the cars, the moats around FSD, the moats around Robotaxi, the moats around the Optimus, the moats around the electric storage products, the moats around the company as a whole. But there's one real moat that I care about, and that moat is Elon Musk. And we all know the stories by now. We know about him catching a rocket with chopsticks and building a data center in just 19 days, which multiple of the people in the industry were just blown to pieces by that action. But maybe the most recent set of metrics that we can apply to Elon Musk came in just the last couple of days. This was the whole business of Colossus again, but from another viewpoint. You see, there wasn't a single, not one computer scientist, not one PhD, not one engineer, not one leader in the world of compute who thought that you could build a GPU cluster or whatever they call it, where you put all these chips together and they need to talk to one another and they need to do it in like virtually real time with the least amount of lag possible. And they would all have the same information at the same time. Nobody thought that you could go over about 32,000 of these chips being all strung together, all talking to one another. Well, Elon didn't want to do 32,000. He wanted 100,000 to be able to talk to one another. And so he just kind of, worked on that for a while. And of course, what he did is that he just did it. And the world just looked and what are you even talking about? Yeah, so Elon, decided the right number was at least 100,000. Now we don't know what the right number is because we don't really know what Elon did to accomplish this. I don't think anybody except his tightest team knows how they figured it out. So what can we hope for? We can hope that Elon has a long and healthy life ahead of him. Assuming only that fact, I am as close to 100% sure that robotaxis will be on the streets this summer and that Optimus will be sold to third parties in 2026 as I am that the Blackwell chips will ship in January. I'm much more certain of Elon's potential and the realities around robotaxi and Optimus than I am that Toyota will sell 1 million BEVs in 2027, which is the number they just came out with the other day. Their current lofty goal. I'm also more sure of it than I am that GM will still even be in business in 2030. So let me know, where am I wrong about all this? I'd love to hear your thoughts. What is wrong with this analysis? So the truth is the stock should be where on Monday? Should it be at 395? Should it be at 410? Should it be 450? Should it be at 500? Maybe it should be at Dan Ives' 600 number. My 700 for the end of next year would be nothing. It would be like, quite frankly, I've said it a year ago and I'll say it again. I think the stock should be at 800 right now, just based on normal market analysis. And I think the only reason it isn't is because the recent earnings were not that great. But once the earnings start catching up to what they will likely be in this next ramp, this next hill that we're going to start moving up, I think we'll see that 700, 800 easily. All right. So let's talk for a minute about the Cybertruck. Yes, the Cybertruck Bottle Opener. That's what we want to talk about. It comes in this really cool box, an Apple-esque kind of box with a nice magnetic closure. You open it up. It's got one of these black foam, and it's just very nice. Looks like you're going to get some kind of jewelry. I can't pick up the foam to get it to be able to show you what's underneath. Here we go. And when you get in, Cybertruck is nicely ensconced. Does that look beautiful or what? Wouldn't you think that somebody would love to get a gift like that? Of course they would. And you can see here's the bottle opener portion, and if you turn it over, it's got this giant magnet on the back. It's very solid. It's a nice, very thick piece of stainless steel. Weighs 9 ounces. I mean, this is not a little toy. This is a very nice, stable magnet for your refrigerator. Okay. Yeah, it's a silly thing, but it's very nice. It's very attractive. And I'm sure you have people out there that would find that to be a very unique, fun, and amazing gift. So you know what to do, of course. You can buy these for $25 a piece, or you can buy them if you get two. They're only $45, making it $22.50. You can do the math. Three, it gets down to like 21, whatever. And then, if you buy four, easy math again, because you can get four for $80. That's $20 a piece. Can you think of any really significant fun things you could buy right now for only $20 a piece that you'd be giving out at the office, or giving out at parties that you go to, or giving out to friends and neighbors, or just buying for yourself? You know you want one. Okay, that's that. Coming up, all the information, by the way, is down below in the description. Last night, I told you that the Brian Wong video was about SpaceX. That was incorrect. It was actually about those data centers that we just discussed, and he goes into lots of really fun scientific and analysis and some futuristic looks at ways that we can power that. Unbelievable, powering it with satellites that are getting direct sunlight and then beaming the power to, I mean, holy mackerel, all kinds of fun stuff. If you like that, I mean, I love that kind of stuff. If you like that, you want to go check out that video, I'll put the card right there. As always, tonight, we will have Monday morning on Sunday night, where I talk about all the stuff that's coming up this week, including CPI, of course, as well as I give you a review of all the what do you want to call it, the news, the Tesla news over the last 24 hours. And that show will be on around 5-ish, 5:30-ish tonight on California time. All right, that's all I got for you right now. Normal programming next week. And as always, it has been great talking to you.